Ready for this?
All right, footy fans, get ready for another episode of the NRL Live Chat 2.0 podcast. Here are your hosts, PJ and Brennan.
Ready for this?
Hey, welcome back, footy fans, to another episode of NRL Live Chat 2.0 podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Brenno, still recovering from the Knights' latest heartbreak and clinging to hope like it's the last meat pie at half-time. And joining me, as always, it's the man who bleeds Cardinal and Myrtle. It's the Rabbitoh whisperer himself, PJ. How you going, mate?
Hey, Brenno, how you doing? What a weekend of football we had. The Blues took the lead in the Origin series 1-0. The girls got ripped off by the video ref harder than concrete on a sunny day.
Ouch.
And the Bunnies nearly had to come back for the ages to get over the Warriors, but tongues out. They didn't get it. So close.
Yeah,
Missed
so
it by that much.
Origins. So New South Wales Blues have gone into Suncorp Stadium and come out with a massive 18-6 win. That kicks off the 2025 Ampol State of Origin series. That's right, a dominant Blues performance in enemy territory. That was one of the most composed efforts I think I've seen with New South Wales in a long time. Tense early, but both teams grinded out and both had chances, but eventually something had to give, and when it did, it was all one-way traffic pretty much. The Blues just built pressure, stayed patient, and took control. Great job to the Blues. Unlucky Queensland. The Blues now head to out the west. We're going west. Optus Stadium for Game 2, and here's a stat for you. They're undefeated in Perth. The Origin Shield is within reach for the Blues, and you better believe it. Yeah, Laurie Daly's boys fired up, ready to close the deal. They haven't lost over there. But don't count out the Queenslanders, and if Brett was with us again tonight, he'd be saying, Queenslander!
There he is. Oh, mate, the New South Wales performance, sorry, it was more solid than if you had a month's all-brand high fibre, I tell you now. It was fantastic. They held the Queensland team in the first half to just 2 points. Yeah. And that was a penalty on half-time, just so they didn't go in nil. And even though Queensland scored the first try in the second half, the Blues were in control for most of the match. I thought they were really, really impressive. The halves combination, everyone was raving that wasn't going to work. Nathan Cleary, the stats were unprecedented in State of Origin. I think he had 200 and something metres run.
How many goals did he kick?
Tackle busts, and like he made 1,000 kick metres. It was just unreal performance from him. Really, really impressed with the Blues, mate.
I actually disagree. I wasn't impressed with Cleary's performance at all. Some of his kicks were really ordinary and didn't really produce anything, let alone his goal kicking, where you think he got one out of the whole night. The score could have been heaps bigger than that, but could not get it over the bloody post. Anyway. And that second half was a bit sloppy, I thought, from both sides. It got a little bit boring in the end, but New South Wales Blues held on. That's all right.
Bloody happy with it, mate.
Done well. All right.
If Brett was here, he'd say, well, when we win the second game.
Where is he tonight? We miss him already.
He's having a hot bowl of soup, I'd say, mate. It's cold.
All right, let's check out last week. So Knights go from bad to worse. Can it get any worse, honestly? And not scoring any points as well. But Broncos, they're in trouble as well. They've lost 6 out of the last 7 games. Raiders just sneak home in a thriller against the Roosters. And your Bunnies, PJ, bit unlucky.
Yeah, you can't switch off for that long in the second half against a team coming third.
Yeah.
Didn't really come out at the half-time interval until about 18 minutes in, and we won the game easily from there. But those 16 points that we conceded in that period, mate, just too much to come back from. Amazingly, Jai Arrow gets the cut. We didn't really even use him properly last week, so I don't know why he's the scapegoat, but he should absolutely be in the 17.
Yeah.
Latrell Mitchell played another outstanding match, Origin period, obviously. So it's going to be another tough ask. We got the Raiders this week, and then we got the other two top 4 teams in the consecutive weeks after that.
Origin positions up for grabs this weekend as well. Well, they've got to solidify their positions if they're in there. So here's a look at the ladder. So bloody Bulldogs are still on top. What's going on with that?
Yeah.
Poor old Titans down the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Titans down the bottom, and the Eels and the Titans, the only thing keeping the Knights out of probably a position they really don't want to be in.
See what happens
it's been
tonight.
a tough year for the Knights. But Bulldogs, they were really successful over the bye last week. I thought they did really well. The Sharks slipped. So, they had the bye too, didn't they? They slipped the week before that. Sorry, my apologies. Manly get back in the top 8 with a 1, and the Dragons did the same as well. So it's an interesting points table.
It's still really close. It really is. Look,
it's not really settling on
7th to 17th. Look at it. There's only 4 points there. That's 2 wins. It's crazy. It just goes to show how hard it is to tip this year with all the.
Yeah. Well, the reality is, it doesn't matter where you are on the points table. If you can string a few wins together, you're in the top 8.
That's exactly right.
So teams have the opportunity. It's whether they can actually do it is the question.
All right, let's rip into round 14. Yes, we are halfway through the season. And let's go check out game 1 tonight. Another poor performance by my team, and I'm just beyond angry now. Their lack of form, and it's hard to see a way out of this slump. But the Knights need some sort of consistency, or it's just going to be a bad ending to a very disappointing season. On the flip side, though, Sea Eagles come off a great 34-6 win over the Broncos. They were at home last week, showing some real firepower. They're definitely the team to beat here. Can Newcastle turn it around, or will Manly continue their charge? I've taken Manly 13+. I've got no hope. I've given up.
Yeah. No, I don't see anything happening here for the Knights, unfortunately, which is usually when they'll pull something out. Jackson Hastings can't even make it into the 17. He's on the bench. I don't know what the coach is thinking there, but they've got to have someone in there with a bit of fire. But Manly, really good last week. No Tom, but Cherry Ripe was back, and Ripe he was. He played a great game again. Olakawatu is in the lineup. Manly will be too good.
Yeah,
the question is
last week. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The question is 13+ or 1 to 12. I think it'll be right around that 12 to 14. I don't think it'll be much worse than that, Breno. So.
Yeah,
hope that gives you some sort of comfort.
There's some question marks around Callum Ponga as well with injuries, so I don't think he's going to be a number 1. They haven't announced. I haven't seen any announcements yet. He's going to get the hook, but that's potential. It happened last week. Also, there's been a couple of movements in the Knights today. So Gagai has not been given the club option, so he's going to be looking for another team by the looks of it. Unless something drastically happens there. So we're losing a lot of players next year. And we're not looking good this year. So what's going to happen? They're just going to fall apart.
Yeah, well, it tells you something, Breno. It tells you that the club have confidence in the coach, which is a surprise. You wouldn't be making those decisions if the coach was about to get fired. So they've obviously got confidence in O'Brien, and they're going to stick with him. And now he's making the tough calls.
I don't think they've got much choice, to be honest. Who's going to, if they do flick him, who are they going to bring in?
No idea. It's a recyclathon for the rest of the coaches now. I mean, look at Maguire. Started strong at the Broncos, got him to a grand final. Poop emojis everywhere now. 6 losses in a row. His head's on the chopping board. I don't really see anyone outside of the current roster that's any cop of Brad Arthur, like you wouldn't even. So yeah, it's going to be a tough go. But like I said, obviously there's faith in Adam O'Brien, and they're sticking with him if he's making these big calls. So the Knights can buckle in. Yeah,
watch this space. Game's on tonight, and I'm going to be hiding somewhere in the corner watching it. I don't know.
Good luck, Knights. Go the Knights. But yeah, I've got Manly 13.
Yeah, me too. All right. Storm and the Cowboys. This one should be a pretty good one to watch. The Storm did enough to bank 2 points last week and cement themselves in the NRL top 2. Farloga and Grant Anderson, I hope I pronounced his name correctly, they each bagged a double, helping secure the win. They'll be looking to keep the momentum rolling as they face the Cowboys, who were solid in a 32-28 win over the Tigers. The odds are in Melbourne's favour, but I can only see Cowboys. Oh, is there going to be a Cowboys upset? But I can only see the Storm coming through 1-12.
Yeah, I can see the Cowboys putting up a fight. They've been pretty good in the last couple of weeks. Usually when I don't tip them, as was the case in the last 2 weeks, I tipped them to win at home, they lost. Now I tipped them to lose at home and they won.
That's been my case with them the last 2 years.
Oh, mate, it was tougher to pick the Cowboys than anything else in rugby league. But yeah, I've gone Storm 1-12. I don't think they're going to smash them.
No.
You know, one of my favourite players is on the bench. Kamitha. He's on the bench. Love that guy. But yeah, Jerome Hughes. I mean, Grant's back. The Storm are going to be ready to go, mate. Trust me. Xavier Coates is back in. Sorry, I forgot that one too. And the Cowboys have Braden Burns on an extended bench.
Nice. Some couple of solid teams there.
Oh yeah. So Storm probably 30 plus, but I'll go 1-12.
30 plus.
Yeah.
Okay, Dolphins and the Dragons. Another interesting game this will be. The Dolphins had the bye last week, so they'll be fresh and ready to bounce back, I should say. The Dragons, however, are on top. Hang on. They are on the up. No, they're not on top. Oh, mate, I can't read today. They're on the up. They're not on top. They're on top of the bloody Knights last week. That's what happened.
Oh, they're on top of the Dolphins too, just quietly. Dragons are 8th and Dolphins are 10th, so you're not wrong.
Yeah, Dolphins are favourites though, so can they continue to fight the top 8, or will the Dragons prove too strong?
Too strong? Yeah, Dragons did good against the Knights last week, but the hammer's back.
Split.
Tabuai Fido is back in the Dragons. I think it'll be a close one. But they're actually starting to put some really good performances together. I think the Dragons are controlling the game. It's funny that Ben Hunt, who was supposedly the reason they were controlling the game so well in the games they won last year, is now 0-6 in a row at the Broncos, and Dragons look like they're controlling the game a lot better. So King Tongia, playing some good football, another young guy coming into first grade and really grabbing it with both hands. So I am going to go Dolphins, but in a close one.
Yeah, it should be interesting. And there's also talk about Fido possibly pushing Ponga out in the Queensland team for the fullback spot. So
easy.
He's going to be playing hard for that. But then Reece Walsh is back too, so you know, anything can happen with Queenslanders. You never know.
Yeah. They're going to make their mind up, the Queenslanders, but they're in trouble. I'm going 1-12. I saw you going 1-12 Dragons.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing Dragons. Going the opposite. Look
Dragons, breathing the fire.
Okay, Sharks and the Warriors. There's some good lineups this week. The Sharks had the bye last week, while the Warriors were just getting it done over the Rabbitohs. It was a tight 36-30 loss for the Rabbitohs, but the Warriors showed their resilience. The Sharks will be keen to get back into the swing of things, sitting in 5th. The Warriors will be looking to make a statement, but the Sharks will have home advantage. And I have gone the Warriors. The Wars. Gone. They're gone.
1-12. Yeah, the Sharks. I've got this as match of the round, by the way, Breno. 5th versus 3rd.
Yeah, this will be good.
Shark Park extravaganza. There'll be people hanging over the rafters with 11,000 people at the field. But I've gone Sharks. They'd be kicking themselves over that loss to the Roosters a couple of weeks ago. It was downright embarrassing at home against a half-strength Roosters team. Shocking. Now they've got one game before they play their arch enemies, the Dragons. They have got to get their shit together real quick. So I'm tipping that the Sharks will get this one in a 1-12. Katoa is back. He's been out, I think it's his second or third week. Injured on the wing. He's on, what's his name? Yeah, the guy, Mulatalo. He's suspended after that ridiculous tackle in the Roosters game. So Hiroti will be the other winger. I'm tipping the Sharks, but in a super close. I'm talking 2-point
this is
field
going to
goal.
be, I reckon this will be a close game. Yeah, absolutely.
2-point field goal, yeah.
Who's going to kick it?
Hines.
Yeah, I don't know if Warriors have got a field goal kicker, have they? Or...
I don't even know. So you got Warriors?
Kick it.
Oh,
Yeah, I've gone Warriors.
We've got a few different here, my friend.
Yeah, there's two. We've just seen the two that are different. I don't know who's going to kick that. Anyway, this would be a good one to watch. Cannot wait for Saturday, 5:30.
7:30? Nope, 5:30. I'm already on the next game.
This one's 7:35. Make sure you get that right. 7:35, just in case there's extra time. We go into the Broncos and Titans. So a little bit of a cellar dweller game. The Broncos are desperately in trouble, looking at 6 losses in the last 7 games after their heavy loss, 34-6 with the Seagulls last week. They're going to have to dig deep to avoid another defeat. The Titans, on the other hand, kept up with the Storm. Just a little bit unlucky in the end. They'll be hoping to cause an upset, but Brisbane get their season back on track maybe, or will Titans continue their strong form? And as I mentioned before, Walsh is back, so that might be something good for them, hopefully. But yeah, I'm going Broncos 1-12.
I'm also going Broncos 1-12 with the bye next week. They've got to come out and have a big go against the Titans. Tino Fa'asuamaleaui is in, so that means they'll have a go. The Titans always play good when he's playing. And I just think the Broncos with Reece Walsh, he'll be wanting to have a big game for Origin. He knows Ponga didn't do well. He's got a chance now to get into the Origin team, and I think they'll come out and have a pretty good match. It'll only be 6-8 points, maybe 24-16 or something like that. But the Broncos should get the chocolates, I reckon, Brenno.
Well, for our tipping sake, I hope so. Hasn't been that great lately.
We'll have a look at the points table in a little while, but it's not fantastic for either of us at the moment.
Now we go into Sunday. We've got Raiders up against your Rabbitohs, mate. Here we go. The Raiders, though, are they the real deal for this year? Down at half-time last week, they made a stunning comeback to beat the struggling Roosters. Now sitting in second, they'll be looking to maintain their position. The Rabbitohs, despite their great effort last week, fell a bit short, 36-30 against the Wars. AJ scored a hat-trick. Latrell kicked all his goals, and Warriors managed to sneak home, unfortunately, with odds favouring the Raiders this week. They'll be tough to beat at home, but Souths can never be counted out. The return of some Rabbitohs, as we mentioned before, too. And I've got Raiders 1-2. No, 1-12. 1-2.
1-2. It's going to be a tight one.
It's going to be a close one. 1-2. Someone's kicking a 2-point.
There's a margin that'll pay pretty well.
Income.
Get that bet on, ladies and gentlemen. But, a couple of things, Brenno. First of all, I want to go back to the match between the Raiders and the Roosters.
Yes.
Because PJ has a rant.
Here we go.
Angry. I'm angry.
Get comfortable, everyone. Here we go.
Get the siren sound effects to warn everyone. I am freaking angry. What the hell is the video ref doing, Brenno? The Raiders get denied a fair try in the first half that was clearly a fair try. The Roosters then, moments later, get a penalty for the Canberra guy being offside when the Canberra team possessed the ball, even though the player firstly was held back, which is the first infringement before anyone impedes 10. But you can't impede 10 when it's your own team, Brenno. You have to be outside 10 when the other team gets
I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, that was... Even the commentators were saying how there was the wrong call. It was ridiculous, yeah.
And the Angus Crichton pulled back the Canberra player. It was clear as day, a penalty to the Raiders.
It doesn't get
with a
set
minute
off.
to go. So referee ignores that, then calls an incorrect penalty on the inside the 10 rule. Then the Roosters get the ball. They get down the other end. They knock it on. Like it was played at, clearly played at, but it went forward off the Rooster hand. It's a knock on. Ref goes 6 more, like painted on. And then the Roosters score with seconds remaining, and Tedesco with his big cheesy smile, just that's good. Yeah, well, guess what? In the second half, the ref didn't screw the game, and you lost. So well done, Raiders. I hope you play crap this week, though. On the flip side, Rabbitohs, 15-minute period in that second half, they switched off. But Breno, I was there the day that AJ scored his first try for the Rabbitohs in 2014. I was there the day he scored his 198th, his 199th, and then amazingly, in spectacular fashion, scored his 200th try. The only player in the history of the game, apart from the man with the record, Ken Irvine, to score 200 tries. Oh, goosebumps, mate! I tell you, it was a special really moment. I was so excited he scored one.
I think he's got about 13 to go or something, hasn't he, to beat that?
He's got 12 to equal, 13 to beat. Yeah. But I was so excited. He's had a run of injuries the last couple of years. He's 30 now.
Much luck,
And to see him score one was amazing. To see him score two was breathtaking. And then the third one, we were jumping up and down. But the Bunnies, this might be a bit hard for them, unfortunately. Yeah. Jai Gray inexplicably left out of the 17.
What's happened to him? Look, the first 4 rounds, he was on top of the Dally M leaderboard, and now they've just pushed him to the side. See you later. Yeah, I know the Troll come back, but there's got to be a spot in that team for him.
There's got to be a spot in the 17. They didn't use him last week at all. They kind of sort of brought him on as a winger. He's not a winger. Put him at 6, put him at 9, put him at 1. That's where he belongs. Havili could have taken a break and given us a bit of speed around the ruck, but Cody Walker back in the lineup this week. He'll be excited for the run. Yeah. Jack Whiten back in the lineup this week, and Tavita Totola actually in this week. My apologies. So I don't think South have anybody because Munro's on an extended bench. I don't think we have anybody injured anymore.
Yeah,
everybody is now back except for Cameron Murray, obviously, who's gone for the season. He's gone for the year.
Pretty solid team there.
This is close to full strength lineup for the Rabbitohs, but the Raiders
could be close.
The Raiders, they're in a different level of form, unfortunately, and I'll be watching. Very excited for this one. Hopefully, the Bunnies can get a good win.
Let's hope so.
Raiders 1-12.
Raiders 1-12. But go Bunnies.
I feel like it's such a turncoat when I do that. I hope the South win. Raiders 1-12.
Raiders 1-12. Disclaimer. Okay, West Tigers up against the Panthers. The Tigers had a tough game in North Queensland last week, but couldn't get the points. They'll be looking to bounce back, while the Panthers will be keen to make amends for their loss to the Knights the other week. Cleary showed up for the Panthers with some good goal kicking, unlike his Origin performance, but it still wasn't enough to find their best form. Panthers, they're favourites for this one, but Tigers can cause an upset at home, as we are very aware of. But I've gone Panthers. I've gone Panthers 13 plus. Look at that.
Yeah, I think it'd be a bit closer than that. You've got old mate Apasai Coruscant, Luai, and Taruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take up against their old team. The old team just quietly not going so well either. They are in. I just lost my points level. They are in 14th. They jumped through. There it is. Taruba, Jamaica. They're up in the 14th spot with that win last week. The Panthers, and the West Tigers dropping to 13 with the loss to the Cowboys. So this is a do or die battle for both teams. As I said, there's only a couple of points between last and 7th. So no one's out of the race. But
funny you say that. I was actually going to mention that. Both of these teams, they really need this win. If there's any chance to get in the 8. Like, Tigers have been playing good. They've been better than last year. They've shown they've got a bit of form. They're just lacking in a couple of the games. But Panthers, like, what the hell's going on? I know they lost a couple of key players, but 14th? Like, we say it every week. Like, what are they doing down there? They shouldn't be down there.
Well, they took Blaze Talangi from Parramatta, and he hasn't done very much at all. They took Papali'i, and he's on an extended bench. Like, they haven't recruited well this year, for the players that they lost. They really haven't done a good job in the recruitment. Targo has been solid as always. Dylan Edward was out for a month or so at the start, but other than that, it's pretty much been business as usual with the best back row in the comp just about. So I'm going to go Panthers probably by 4. I'm saying 24-20, something like that. I think they will get the win, but West Tigers will give them a good fight.
Yeah, they will. I think Panthers are going to be fired up. They know they need to win this game, and with most of their players back, and also going for Origin positions too, hold their position there. So I think they'll fire up. That's why I put 13 plus. But
a lot of rumours that Luai is going to be out. He's been crook as a dog all week. He hasn't trained, I'm hearing. If he's out, I'm 100% with you, 13 plus. But I'll go 1-12 anyway.
Final game of the round. This one will be interesting as well. Bulldogs up in first, taking on Eels in 16th. The Bulldogs top of the table, but the Eels have been finding their way just a little bit. So this could be a closer than expected. The Bulldogs are the favourites, but can the Eels keep up their improved form, or will the Bulldogs continue to dominate? Despite me just saying all that, it could be a close one. I'm going Bulldogs 13 plus.
Yeah, I'm going 1-12. I just think the Moses factor makes a big difference.
Yeah,
Adakar was really solid last week. Lomax back from Origin duty, scored a bag of tries, and he'll be up for this one. But Saluka Fafita back, Karaz back, Kurt Mann back. I think he's on an extended. Oh no, he's 13. So Stephen Crichton back in the team after Origin as well. Bulldogs a lot of good returning players back. This could be 13 plus. I am going to go 1-12, just like a 26-14 type score. I think it'll be pretty solid Bulldogs, but just not quite 13 plus.
Yeah.
Brenno, I don't write down these scores when I just throw them out there, and I never know if I get any of them right. probably should do that at some point. Yeah.
We'll go back and watch the show again.
Considering half my tips are wrong, then I'm pretty sure that I'm okay.
Talking about tips. Here's our last week's effort.
The big Queenslander there, Brenno.
Queenslander. What's happened, mate? Where are you? Are you watching tonight? I haven't seen you on there. But
no, I haven't seen him either.
I think he's gone into a shell after the Queensland got roasted by the New South Wales Blues last week. And then his tips. Oh, he did all right. Like 4 is pretty good. Like if you can get average 4, which we've sort of been doing. But yeah, you got 6. That's good. Only missing that one.
I've got more 3s than a pickle jar, mate. I tell you now, fair dinkum. It's been bad, but yeah, 6 last week. I was pretty happy with that. The Dragons, I really thought.
You got the Tigers wrong. I think you got
6 out of 7. Yeah, sorry. I only got the West Tigers wrong. I was trying to work out why the crosses were at the bottom, but that's the margin. That's
the margins, yeah.
That's the margin. My apologies. So only the West Tigers wrong. I nearly got perfect round, bro.
Yeah.
Breaking news. PJ almost tipped
almost got 7 out of 8.
7 out of 7. But yeah, West Tigers, bloody hell, last week. Cowboys, they do it to me every week. So I've tipped against them. Cowboys fans, you're going to win. Throw all your money on it.
Well, yeah, this come up today. It was hilarious. Someone actually gave us a bit of a shout out. Round 12 won some money by following our podcast. So he's going to follow our tips again. Good on you, mate. Yeah. Did you go against our tips though? I'm pretty sure round 12 we were pretty ordinary.
We said and did the opposite.
We were pretty ordinary round 12. Yeah.
Oh jeez. Yeah, no, good work though. We do like helping with the tips, but they are just tips. Everyone needs to understand.
Yeah.
You can't lose your house over it. It's just for fun.
Yeah.
You're betting for fun. You're not betting to feed yourself.
So there's our tips for this week. Yeah. Okay, good luck. There's a couple of what we got? You've got Dolphins, I've got Dragons, and I've gone the Wars, you've gone the Sharks. You've gone the Sharks just to keep the peace at home, I know.
No, I think you're going to win.
I think you're going to win, okay.
Yep. Yeah, I've gone the Sea Creatures, and you've gone the land-dwelling warrior dragon types. So we'll see what happens after this round, hey?
We will.
1 point behind him. Let us know in the comments. Do you think PJ is going to jump ahead of Brenno? Or do you think Brenno will kick clear?
Well, we're just going to we're going to stay level.
Yeah,
Who knows what's going to happen? Boo! Brenno's naughty corner. Not much
Naughty corner.
happening, but seriously, my Knights, it just goes from bad to worse, like I said earlier. Knights prop Leo Thompson has been banned for 4 matches after pleading guilty to a grade 2 crusher tackle. The week before, there was a Knights player that was involved in a crusher tackle.
Yeah.
That guy was given 2 weeks. It was worse because he lifted him up and chucked him on the ground. This one, it was in the fall of the play. Because he's had previous charges, they gave him 4 weeks. An absolute bloody joke. There's no consistency in anything to do with NRL. Like NRL and consistency just does that word. Those 2 words don't go in the same sentence.
Yep, I completely agree with you. It was not even. I reckon it was maybe a week. It wasn't probably 2, and somehow he gets 4. It just baffles me how this all works. But they get ex-players and they analyze video and blah blah blah.
They put it all in slow motion. Everything's
Play that video from last week that was 2 weeks ago. Better or worse than that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's better than that. So you can't give him 4.
Yeah.
It's that simple. But they don't look at past examples to judge the future. That's why we get inconsistency. They treat everything independent. There should be a video saying, this is grade 1, this is grade 2, this is grade 3, this is grade 4, and then you work out which one it fits in.
Yeah.
That's what they should do. Here is your standard.
When there's intent, okay, if there was intent in that, if he, like the guy did on the Knights player the week before, picked him up and then dropped him into the crusher position, which he was already in the crusher position, he gets 2 weeks. But this guy falls in the tackle, and it happened within the tackle. Okay, you can't do that, and that's you get penalised for that. But 4 weeks, honestly. Anyway. Yeah,
there was a little bit of carelessness to it, Breno.
Yeah,
if you got a week, I would have gone fair enough.
There was no intent. Yeah.
No intent at all. It's just ludicrous. And when defenders are backing into the tackles as well,
that's going to happen.
It makes it so much worse. And it almost shouldn't even be a penalty. If I'm going backwards into someone and you squash my head, it just should be like, no, you went backwards. You can't do that. You got to run forwards. So, but as soon as you do that, then your Melbourne Storms and the like that invented the crusher tackle, they just wait until you go backwards and then crush you. Because they won't be penalised. So you can't tell anyone what the rules are. Because as soon as you do, they just cheat.
I don't think anyone knows what the rules are anymore. It's such a blur.
No.
Such a blur.
No.
All right, let's go check out what PJ's got for us this week.
What have I got?
Oh, what do you got? Tips?
PJ's tip of the week.
I'm ready. I know what to do. So close last week. West Tigers, look at that. Bastards. They score one more try. Multi up. Bam. Warriors 1-12. Exactly what I said. Sure, I went 13 plus, but anyway, we'll take that. Oh, no, I went 13 plus in my multi. I won a multi last week, Breno, and then South came back. But I had Warriors 13 plus in my multi, so I lost it.
Should have stuck.
Raiders 1-12, but West Tigers cost me again, so screw them. This is this week's. Are you ready, ladies and jellyfish?
You're ready for this.
Storm 1-12. Woo. There's not a lot of confidence there, to be honest. It might be 13 plus, but I just think the Cowboys are going to do enough to keep that 1-12. Canberra 1-12. I think South will have a good effort, but Canberra will be too strong. And Bulldogs 1-12. Same deal. I think Parramatta will play a good game, but they just won't be good enough to beat the Bulldogs with all their players back. I think Mitch Moses has been amazing for Parramatta since they came back, and for New South Wales just quietly. But I think the Bulldogs will win that 1-12. So Storm 1-12, Raiders 1-12, Bulldogs 1-12. Everyone's going, oh wow, you tipped the three of the 4 top teams. Yeah, whatever. Canberra's sponsored. Canberra's possibly okay.
PJ's tip of the week.
And I did. I tipped 3 of the top 4 teams to win in my mind. That's allowed.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get one right.
The way the season's going, that may not be a sure thing.
It won't be. I guarantee you next
Guarantee
week.
it.
I will not have won
There's
that much.
three red crosses on there.
Oh, at least one. At least one. Every week I screw something up.
Cool. All right. I think that's it, everyone. Thanks for joining
that
us once again. Yeah, unless you got something else.
No,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
good.
We're all
Any
excited
questions
for-
in the chat?
I haven't seen any chatting at
No.
all.
No. What's Sam not yet? What's that mean? Where'd that come from?
That's in our live chat. Everyone, get onto our live chat. We're going to talk about the game tonight live.
Oh, yeah. Join us in the live chat.
Please
We
don't
love
ask for the
chatting about game.
scores. We're
Yeah,
going to
we
share the
love-
scores.
We love chatting about the game. We post the scores regularly, so don't ask what the scores are. Otherwise, you'll cop a world of abuse, and everyone will laugh at you. And trust me, we do. We laugh at you. So yeah. So please don't laugh. Don't ask the score. We'll post it regularly. But massive game tonight for you, Brenno. I hope you do it, man. I hope you get this win. You need it.
I just don't even care anymore. It's just.
That's the
I
attitude.
feel like a Knights player. I just don't care anymore. That's obviously what they're doing. I don't know if they're tanking it or whatever. I'll sit and watch it, but yeah.
On the plus side, Dane Gagai got told the day of the game that he's no longer required. So he should come out and have a dead set blinder today to try and get someone to sign him.
Yeah, I think
That's all I've got, man.
the Charlestown Butcher Boys, I think they're looking for him, but
Yeah. Oh, funny. All right, everyone. Gamble responsibly. Have fun on the
go
weekend.
your team. Yep.
And I hope your team wins. Go the Knights and go
Go
the
the
Bunnies.
Rabbitohs. See you guys. Thanks. Good night.
Thanks for tuning in to another action-packed episode of the NRL Live Chat 2.0 podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out all of the NRL Live Chat 2.0 action on our Facebook group page. Come and join the chat. Goodbye.